It's been 8 days of me doing little projects every single day, and it's been a while since I've done anything skateboard related, which I think is what a lot of people subscribe to my channel for, and I don't want to neglect that. So today I'm at this DIY spot, and there's a small manual pad right here. The masonite is all bubbled and warped and coming away from the obstacle, so I'm here to just give it a little bit of refurbishment without actually replacing the masonite so that it can kind of be useful through the winter, and then maybe in the spring when the weather gets a little bit nicer, then we'll put some new masonite on it. You'll probably be able to see that this is peeling away up from the ramp. There's so much water damage to this masonite that it's bubbled and warped, and the screws have pulled through the surface of it. And it's even worse on this end. There are some screws in the middle that have been holding okay, but we still have some significant bubbling. Before I do anything else, I'm going to give everything a good sweep. Any spot like this where the screw has pulled through, I'm going to back the screw out if I can. And then I'm going to relocate the screw just to a new spot right beside it so that I have a spot where it won't be ripping through the masonite. I've got quite a few screws to relocate, and I'm going to be using this countersink bit to make new pilot holes for them. You have to be really careful with this masonite because it's quite thin. If you go too deep, then the screw will just go through the masonite, and if you go too shallow, then it will stick above the surface. Because this is so warped, in addition to relocating some of the screws, I'm actually going to add some additional so I can take care of some of this buckling so it's not sticking up so much. I brought an extra box of screws with me just for that purpose. Okay, that end's looking pretty good. Let's do the other end. Everything's looking a lot nicer and more flat now. The only issue left to deal with is this bubble in the middle. It's not a deal breaker, but it's not nice to skate on either. I'm going to add some additional screws where there are studs, which will help bring that bubble down a little bit. But the bubble is in the middle right here, so I'm going to have to put a screw or two where it's not going into a stud and just going into the wood below. So it might not have as much to grab onto, so I'm going to be really careful with how tight I make that screw because I don't want it to strip the wood. This screw and this screw have honestly pulled through, so I'm actually going to just back those ones out and move them. There we go. We're going to go right there. And I think I'm going to do one here and here. And then the couple of screws that I said that I would put where there aren't studs, I think I'm going here and here. So I'm going to be really careful with how tight I make these screws. Actually, I'm going to step on this while I do it, so I'm kind of helping it. There is one more little spot right here that's a little bit bubbled, so I'm going to give it just one quick screw right there. All right, this looks great. So much better than before. I'm just going to clean everything up really quick. Okay, let's skate. I might count that. That's as close as I've gotten in so long. Let me try one more. That was the very next try. Thanks for joining me. Hope you have a good day. Bye.